Hello fellow anime geeks and welcome to the final countdown. Welcome to my fourth and final genre that I'm reviewing for my end of season fall 2020 guide. I tried at least 1/3 of all of the anime series premieres that came out this season, except for ecchi, and we're finishing up this guide on an uncomfortable note with thriller and horror anime. Higurashi no Nakokoro ni started with one of the most uncomfortable scenes I've ever watched. Then it messed with the timeline and left me trying to understand how the plucky slice of life it switched to could possibly arrive at such a gruesome conclusion. But don't worry, there's plenty more brutal manslaughter where that came from because multiple supernatural plotlines intersect in the story of this creepy small town to create a confusing blood splatter parade. I was surprised to find out that Magatsu Wahrheit is a game adaptation. Sure, there's magic, an empire with knights, monsters, rebellion, zombies, but the characters are complex, the exposition is well written, and the plot is equally well developed. At least I think it is in the first part of this anime because I couldn't handle some of the strong scenes in this show. And that's just it. For a game adaptation, it sure was not fun. The world was dark, the main plotline was suspenseful, the character backstories were depressing, and to quote my first impression, this was just another reminder that awful things can happen to good people, and I wasn't up for that right now. So it's odd that I would then enjoy the darkness and the complete opposite of my moral foundation, a love letter to the ends justify the means mentality, Yuukoku no Moriarty. But the idea of empowering the bereaved to take deadly revenge is uncomfortably satisfying, and it serves as a logical explanation and origin story for a consulting criminal. You guessed it, we're talking Moriarty of Sherlock renown. By the time Sherlock and Watson made an appearance and we started adapting some of the famous Sherlock cases, I was rooting for the bad guy. In fact, I was kind of hoping to continue in this dark vigilante plotline without Sherlock. FYI, the second season is scheduled for spring 2021. But number one came out of nowhere for me. Munou Nana has standard art, lame gore, normal opening and ending songs, heck, it didn't even end. But in my opinion, this show is the definition of suspense. I didn't know what was going to happen each week. I felt stressed after every episode, but I kept having to watch because I needed to know what was going to happen, and I never really got over the irrevocable events of episode 1. Truth is, I'm just impressed it was able to trick me. Munou Nana first sets up a premise with popular shonen tropes, and then it reveals the real plotline. But the reason I think the writing is good is because it uses those same tropes to give the audience a certain level of comfort and expectation to make the plot hit harder when it doesn't match them. And with that, we've covered 26 anime series premieres for fall 2020. As usual, links to all my first impressions and information on this anime in the description. I hope you found something cool to watch, and with that, I'll catch y'all tomorrow for the beginning of 2021 winter.